Tonight on 4029, devastation in part of our state after a tornado tore through the Arkansas capital and the east. We'll have a look at the damage and the emergency response. We have crews on the ground in Wynne, Arkansas, and we'll hear from people who live in the area that was completely destroyed. We'll tell you what they did to survive. And in Little Rock, cleanup is underway. A Springdale man sharing his reaction after seeing the state of his mother's home.
Live, local, late breaking. This is 4029 News at 5 on the Arkansas CW.
Well, tonight, many Arkansans are beginning the long road to recovery after a pair of devastating tornadoes ripped through their communities. Tonight, we know of at least 5 confirmed deaths in our state. And we'll start with the devastation in Wynne. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders confirming at least 4 people are dead after yesterday's storms. And you can see here in this video parts of the community where about 8,000 people live have been leveled. We'll go ahead and get to 4029's Majestic Storm, who is live for us tonight, showing us what she's seeing in Wynne, Arkansas. Majestic.
Well, Allison, really, there's no other word to describe this scene other than just truly heartbreaking. You can see nothing but devastation behind me, those stairs right there of a house that used to be and really no longer is. It's unrecognizable for so many locals here in Wynne, Arkansas. Today, I was able to talk to the National Guard, and I asked them what their duties were, how they were helping this community that is really just devastated. And really, they're here to help in any way at all, but specifically, they're helping with traffic. When we first rolled into Wynne, we were stopped by the National Guard. They're only letting people in who live here, who are residents, or people who are coming here to help, really asking people not to come, as this is just a really hard scene as is. As I look around, I mean, I'm just seeing houses here with bedrooms, even the closets, they look perfect right there, but everything around it is just destroyed. Now, the National Guard did say that there were 4 deaths confirmed. We know that these people were around 20 to 30 years old. They were in a home. There was a tree that fell on the home. Several injuries were reported. This was such a very sad scene, and they are still going around. They are checking on neighbors. They're going and checking and making sure that everyone is okay. When I've been here probably for the last hour or so, and really what I've noticed is the community here in Wynne. Everyone truly coming together, groups of people going house to house and just asking, really, how can they help? And it's been really inspiring. Even some people here on a truck, they had food, just passing out food to first responders, people who have lost everything. This is just such a sad scene. It was really inspiring also. Just here to help. The National Guard is here to help. They've been here since yesterday, and so we'll be here all weekend long. We're really just tracking everything, helping as much as we can. Allison, back to you.
All right, we have more of the damage there on your screen. Thanks for that report, Majestic. We do know so far Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders did activate the Arkansas National Guard to help with the storm recovery. They'll help state police and other local law enforcement agencies. Arkansas's governors also promised to help the city's school district after severe damage was done to the high school. She posted to Twitter saying, quote, "Anything they need, my administration is here to provide. People first, paperwork later," end quote. Now, our crews, as you've seen there, well, they've been on the ground today seeing the damage for themselves. Now we'll get to 4029's Jacob Murphy. Now, Jacob, you heard from people today about the damage that they've experienced as well as the cleanup efforts.
Well, yeah, Allison, the damage out here kind of speaks for itself. It's not looking good. You could see it right here. Look at this tree next to me. I'm about 6 feet tall, and look how high this tree is. You can see just the length of it, the damage, the power of that tornado to pull down this tree right onto the house that was here behind me. Like Majestic said, the community coming together today here in Wynne, helping each other out. I was able to catch up with a couple of the people that live here in Wynne that were able to survive the tornado. Take a listen to what they had to say.
Skyline with trees, and this neighborhood now has none of it, so but we'll survive.
The city of Wynne continues to recover from yesterday's tragedy when a tornado rolled through town, destroying schools, buildings, and homes.
We were hunkered down in a closet when our neighbors, the jumpers over here, came and gathered everybody from the community and took us to their basement.
A basement that Kevin Jumper knew could keep people safe.
Never thought I'd have to use it.
So other said neighbors, they had a basement they said they were going to go into, and I kept going to people I knew that may have not have had any to let them know to come on in.
People running from all of these houses ran to their basement.
Jumper said he had 16 people in his basement.
I mean, that's just instinct. You have neighbors and friends, and you don't want anybody to die.
People I talked to today said they are working the clock to help get the community back up to where it was before yesterday. We're live in Wynne, Jacob Murphy, 4029 News.
And new to that, we do have aerial footage from Little Rock. The capital city's mayor says as many as 2,100 homes were damaged or destroyed yesterday. As you can see, there has been widespread destruction from these shots. They were taken by our ABC affiliate in Little Rock. Governor Sarah Sanders confirming a fifth Arkansan was killed by the tornado that hit Little Rock. The National Weather Service has called these storms catastrophic. We do have new information as well from the National Weather Service. We'll get to 4029 meteorologist Robert Sir. Robert, crews have surveyed the damage in Little Rock, and they did determine a rating for that tornado.
Yeah, Little Rock crews are out this morning. They have several survey teams out, one in Little Rock, one in Hot Springs. We got the information today, folks, at least the preliminary information. I want to emphasize that on the Little Rock storm. So here's what we know as of this hour. Here is a tweet that the Little Rock service said first. You know, we live in a very instant society, so we know that there is great interest in the specifics of the tornado. The damage assessment's ongoing, length, width, and all the good stuff will be determined once the survey is done. The public's patience is appreciated. They'll pass on the info as we get it. Now, here's the info that we know so far. According to the Weather Service, they have observed high-end EF3 damage. That doesn't mean that it can't be increased, but this is what they've seen so far. The damage was caused by winds up to 165 miles an hour, and so far they believe the estimated path is between 20 and 25 miles long. The final survey, as they said in that tweet, is going to take several days. So it may be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or beyond, Allison, until we know the final rating and the path and the damage caused by this twister, and we'll also eventually learn the one in Hot Springs. We'll have a complete look at the forecast coming up in a few minutes.
And now we'll get to our team coverage, continuing with 4029's Emma Claybrook with the latest from the governor and the mayor of Little Rock.
Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders toured some of the tornado damage in Arkansas today and gave updates. The governor declared a state of emergency in response to the storms, and she also deployed the National Guard to help with recovery efforts.
Everyone is working in total lockstep, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure the people of our state are back on their feet again.
Governor Sanders and the mayor of Little Rock toured damage at a fire station in Little Rock that took a direct hit in Friday's tornado.
The real story here isn't the damage that happened, but it's the heroes that were born out of the tragedy. And the fact that we have firefighters who, despite the fact that they had a tornado literally coming through their station, were worried about the community. That tells you who they are, and it tells you, I think, a lot about our state.
We continue to ask that everyone remain prayerful. We know faith without works is dead, and so there's going to be a lot of working going on between now and then, and we ask that everyone be patient.
The governor says she spoke with President Biden, who promised federal assistance for the victims of the storm.
Anything that Arkansas needs, they have assured us that those resources will be here and on the ground, and we really appreciate their willingness to help Arkansas out from a city, a county, a state, and a federal perspective.
Emma Claybrook, 4029 News.
And cleanup is happening in the capital city. 4029's Brett Rains is showing us one of the hardest hit areas, including a man who drove from Northwest Arkansas to help his mom.
Right now, it's unknown just how many homes and businesses were damaged here in Little Rock and in North Little Rock. Residents we talked to say they're just trying to save whatever they can.
It was just utter devastation. I mean, we've had storms here, down here in Little Rock before, but nothing like this. This is really bad.
Spencer Hazlett is from Springdale. He's carrying suitcases full of clothes from his mother's house in West Little Rock. This morning was the first time he saw just how much damage was done.
She's just having to come to terms with the fact that she's, lost her home and her most of her belongings, but other than that, we're just thankful that she's, in good health and a little bruised, but other than that, she's okay.
When the tornado hit,
she was on the back side of that wall in the laundry room. There was a door from the kitchen that fell over on the dryer, and she was able to stay underneath it, and that saved her from all the debris falling on her.
Many homes in this neighborhood are damaged. Others are destroyed. The family who lives here took shelter with their baby inside a closet as trees and power lines crashed into their house and as the tornado ripped off the roof. It worked. They're okay. The man who lives in this house hid in the corner next to a wall and the fireplace. Fortunately, he's also okay, but his house is not. And while cleanup efforts will take time, Hazlett says.
Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse.
Fortunately, everyone that we've talked to says they're able to stay with family members. Emergency shelters have been open across the area for those that need a place to stay. In Little Rock, Brett Rains, 4029 News.
Wow, as he mentioned, thankfully they're okay. She has her health, so those are things to be thankful for. All right, we want to get to your Get Ready forecast with meteorologist Robert Sir to see what we're experiencing here at home for the rest of the weekend.
It should be, for the rest of the weekend, mostly quiet, Allison, which is certainly good news. And it's quiet out there. It'll be a great night tonight.
Yesterday's storms also caused problems across the country. When we come back, members of a community outside Chicago reacting to a concert venue's roof collapsing with nearly 300 people inside.